The reason we are quitting the vlog is in this bag. We are late, but that's okay because it's pull-up day and I hate pull-ups. And it's dark, but it's not cold. Well, we made it through pull-up day. It rained like crazy over the weekend, like cats and dogs. I want to see if my fire made it, because we've been going strong since Thursday. This fire has not gone out. Come on, baby. Oh, it's still gone. It's really hot. I can feel it. Oh, it's starting to rain again. That ought to keep it going for another 4 or 5 hours.
We are starting Hebrew again after being off for a full week. So it's a little bit of a rude awakening, and we're gonna have to stretch our brains more than usual.
What am I gonna do to color deeper?
Just do that over and over. Okay, so go ahead, play that.
The top of our sukkah is starting to look a little sorry because the fire was getting a little intense over the weekend. But we're making good progress on getting rid of all this wood. The reason we are quitting the vlog is in this bag. This is not clickbait, but there's a story to tell. 15 years ago, we had been married for 1 year, and we decided to bike across the country. And when I say we, I mean I. But back then, Cami agreed with everything I did, out loud at least. So she came along with me. And I quit my job. We had Dove. Cami was pregnant with Eden. And we flew to Virginia, like the Atlantic Ocean. We started biking. And we made it through Virginia. And we had this night that changed our life. We spent the night in this garage on these bales of hay with all these other people that were hikers, and we were talking to them about what the heck they were doing, and we found out that they were hiking this thing called the Appalachian Trail, which we didn't know anything about. We'd never heard of this.
Because we lived on the West Coast at the time.
In Seattle. And it turns out this trail goes from Georgia to Maine, and we met these like 78-year-old ladies or something named Penguin. One of them, their name was Penguin.
I don't remember this.
And this trail is 3,200 miles?
About 2,200.
After 1,000 miles of walking, I'm like, what difference does that make?
What's another 1,000?
And these people were spending like 5 months of their life doing this trail. And ever since then, I fell in love with the idea of hiking this trail. And we set out to do it the next year, but our marriage couldn't handle it. We got in the biggest fight in our marital history.
Not over that, but yeah.
No, but yeah, but it was like
time.
right around that same time.
Yeah.
And canceled that plan. Eden was, you know, just being born at that time period.
I basically said no. I'm not doing this.
Through your parents.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
And then, I don't know, we more or less forgot about it, I think.
Life went on. We had like lots more kids.
And then this year, Cammie brought it up again. I've been talking about it, but I was kind of over it, but really, I felt like you were like on fire for this idea of the Appalachian Trail. Bottom line, it's time. We're gonna do it. Starting in March, which is how many months from now? November, December, January, February.
It's like
4, is it really 4?
Well, you're not counting October.
October. October's a third of the way through.
So 4.5 months.
4.5 months from now, we are planning on doing the Appalachian Trail. And I thought, you know, we could just wait until then to bring it up, but the problem is, like right now, we're starting to shop and prepare for it. This is Rainier's hat for the beginning, because there's gonna be snow.
Comes
Yeah, you
with
like that?
stickers.
And it's gonna start taking over our life for the next 4 months. When we first started talking about doing this, the question came up of what to do with the vlog, because the vlog has been picking up momentum in some ways, and it's hard to walk away from a project like this that we've prioritized and put so much energy into. But I think like the reasons why we're doing the trail are a mixture of things. One is in this time of Sukkot, it's so fascinating to try and think about what it means that this world is not our home and that we are just pilgrims passing through, and not to get too comfortable. And the outdoor experiences that our family has had, hiking around Mount Rainier especially, have been the single best things that have taught us not to get too comfortable with our homes or our possessions or anything. It's like, you could say it, or you could read Bible verses, you could memorize it, you could sing songs, but actually living that way is what caused me to believe those things. Like, oh, I don't need my home to be happy, or carpet, or electricity, or computers, or internet access.
And there's nothing else that we've found that helps our family bond in such a way. Like our lives are quite literally dependent on each other.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. We have seen our family togetherness grow more than any other time without distractions in the wilderness, having a common goal.
And I feel like our family always needs that, but I feel like this year, or really next year, we're gonna need it even more.
Yeah, I think the first time we saw this was when we set out to do the Wonderland Trail for the first time, which is this 95-mile hike in Washington. My internet startup was like booming, and I had all these clients, and I couldn't think, like, how can I afford to spend 14 days off the internet and phone? It didn't seem possible. But by the time we got done with the trail, a friend that picked us up from the trail said, you guys are different than when you started. And we started asking a new question at that point with outdoor adventures, is how can we afford not to do it, given the amount of impact that it's had in our family? I mean, I like the idea of family and choosing togetherness and not prioritizing watching YouTube videos, but it's just so hard to say no. And I feel like I need to be in environments that force those decisions for me. Otherwise, I don't have the strength to make those decisions day in, day out. So we're gonna try it, and it's gonna take, well, we don't know for how long. It's gonna be somewhere between 2 and 5 months, 2 and 6 months even.
Well, if we finish it, it'll take like 6, but we don't know if we're gonna finish it, but we would like to at least spend 2 or 3 months out there.
And the first question we asked was, well, do we take all the equipment and the process for vlogging? Do we incorporate that? And I think pretty early on, it was like, no.
It was kind of counterproductive, I think, to do that. I think like we wanted to just embrace that this time was really unplugging from everything.
And in a way, it feels like we're abandoning this project and abandoning you guys. But deep down, what I've come to believe is that the best thing we could do for anyone is to live the life authentically and devoutly that we feel is best for us and that we feel called to. And then, if there's any extra, to try and share that with the world. But in terms of priority, we have to prioritize our family always, and not focus on sharing the story of our family as the top priority. Otherwise, we'll be left with nothing to share about. Or at least nothing honestly to share about, because we'll be spending so much time either faking a story or focusing on how it looks to others. So on March 1st, we're gonna start the trail and we're gonna be ending the vlog.
And it's up in the air as far as if we're gonna start the vlog back up again when we get back. We don't know.
We plan on it though.
Okay.
We're not, I think so, right?
I don't, this is the first time I heard you say that. I mean, I didn't know. I thought it was like, the way you were talking about it, I thought it was like...
We plan on starting it again, I think, don't we?
I would like to.
Okay, let me too.
I think we went through a like small period of time, like maybe we should just be done and this is a good ending point, and then
I'm over that.
we read everyone's responses and we're just like, maybe we should keep going.
Yeah.
So
next week it could be different. And actually, I want to give the trail and this type of time a lot of credit, because I anticipate on being different people when we step off the trail, in a way.
yeah.
You can't enter into an experience like that without massive change and growth. So I don't want to plan too much or commit too much, because I want to leave a lot of space for us to grow and change, and I don't know what that's going to result in. So while I would like to make one video that captures the whole experience and maybe do some Instagram things, or, you know,
On the Appalachian
keep people
Trail.
updated a bit,
Yeah.
it's not going to be this 20, 30-hour a week editing, finding internet access, bringing a load of camera gear and laptops or iPads or whatever it's going to take. So that's that. We're looking at this as last 4.5 months. We're just going to be living our life regularly, but it's going to be filled with more of like this type of thing. We're shopping, we're preparing, we're thinking about this adventure. So now the cool thing is we can start to incorporate some of those thoughts into this vlog, although I don't want it to take over. The one thing that I think that could prevent us from going on the trail is you getting pregnant, which is very much a possibility. So we're holding the plans loosely, but we also are planning on it. Like, we're seriously planning it.
Tonight we are eating dinner in our suka. Eden is making onion tempura, basically onion rings. I made chocolate chip cookies for dessert with Filia. Here's your spatula for the burgers.
I think we need some alcohol.
Okay, sounds good to me. Ben's gonna start cooking our burgers. There. We got a rip roaring fire.
Stuffed in my makeup.
Memory did.
Wait, that.
I just thought of a power move. Put the onion rings on the burger.
I thought of a power move. You put triple extra pickles on the burger.
They're done. We like them a little doughy around here. Ow.
Oh, mother.
Okay.
You did not do a double. Whoa, what did you do?
I'm gonna learn from my mistakes and use this guy this time. Oh yeah. We're gonna end this night by hanging out at the fire and smoking and drinking cigars and just hanging out with the fam. See you guys tomorrow.